Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So, there's something you need to know, something you need to learn, there's something you need to hear, and that's why you're here. That's why you found this reading, found these messages. So, I've got 3 cards and 3 readings for you. Group 1, your card is the horse. I'll hold that there for a sec so you can get a good look at the image of the card. Pause the video if you want, get a closer look. Group 2, your card is the dog. Dog. And finally, group 3, your card is the rose. All right. All you have to do now is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp, click on the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. All right, we'll see you in the reading. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. So today we're just going to get a message for you from your spirit team, your spirit guide, on what you need to know. What do you need to know right now? So your initial card here is the horse. Horse. I'm going to leave that there while I pull your tarot cards. Your first card is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Oops, sorry. Okay. Then you have the Page of Pentacles. The Empress reversed. And one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the Ten of Swords. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm just going to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. So bear with me one sec, y'all. They're telling me right now that you're feeling a struggle, you're feeling challenged for a sense of freedom. I want to understand what that means a little bit better. So bear with me one second, what they mean by that. Okay, what I just heard was that you want freedom in some area of your life. You want to feel more free, you want to have more freedom, but you don't quite know what that means for you. You're struggling to understand, what does freedom mean? Does it mean free to work for yourself? Does it mean freedom from a relationship? Does it mean financial freedom? Does it mean the freedom from family expectations or personal expectations? They're saying you're struggling to achieve the freedom you want, but bigger than that, you're struggling to understand exactly what freedom you want in your life. And it's this defining the freedom that will help you to get there. So for whatever reason, there's something here about wanting more space, wanting more freedom, wanting to be able to stretch yourself in some way, but you haven't quite defined what that is yet. Okay? And they're telling me that's really important. It's important that you know where the freedom comes from, what it's meant to look like for you. So your initial card here is the horse, and they're really highlighting, I don't even know if you can see, these tiny little horses at the bottom that are running. They're running forward. Wild horses, freedom to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, be what you want to be. But freedom does come at a price. It comes with a bit of insecurity, of instability, of not having the safety measures around you. of, for example, a stable salaried job. Right? You might want the freedom to work for yourself, but it would come at the cost of not making a regular paycheck, not having that security, that stability. That's just one example. That's just the one they're giving me, but you have to take it for what it means for you. This freedom that you want has to come at a cost. That's how it works. There is no, they're showing me there's no one side of the coin without the other, right? Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But for whatever reason, there's this struggle here with you're wanting the freedom without being willing to accept the price. And so defining what you want is important. And accepting the cost and learning to work with it, around it, through it is important in order for you to have this freedom that you want. All right, so let's look at your tarot cards. Your first card is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, they're telling me for many of you, this message is about money. It's about financial freedom. It's about freedom to do the work you want to do, to work for yourself, possibly. But financial freedom is a big piece of this for many of you. But it comes again with this. I'm sorry, to someone listening. Hold on one sec. They're saying it comes with the following things. This financial freedom, or this freedom to do what you want to do career-wise or in an important area of your life, comes with the following things. A bit of instability. You're not always going to know where your next paycheck is going to come from. You're not always going to know how you're going to pay the bills. You're not always going to know what is coming next, at least in the short term. In the long term, there are other prices to pay. There are other flip sides of the coin, if that makes sense. But they're telling me you're struggling with the cost of your freedom. Maybe you want freedom from a relationship and you're struggling with the cost of that. Being alone. Maybe you're struggling with the freedom to do what you want to do with your career, with your life, and not what your family expects you to, or what you've been taught to expect for yourself. But there are risks involved. There are uncertainties involved. And they're telling me this is what you're struggling with. They're saying defining the freedom you want is important. It's a first step. And they're telling me, write it down. With this Page of Pentacles also, they're showing this to me. Write it down. What is this freedom that you want? What do you want? Do you want the freedom to travel and work for yourself? Do you want the freedom to live financially with a financial abundance? Do you want the freedom to work for yourself? Write down the freedom you want. And then they're saying on the opposite side here, consider what cost that freedom may accompany. Again, not having a steady paycheck if you want to work for yourself. Being alone if you want freedom from a relationship. If you want to live a nomadic lifestyle, it means not having that stable homestead to return to each day. They're saying define what you want and then acknowledge what the price is. And then ask yourself, is this possible for me? Not will the universe give it to me, not can I have it. Is it possible for me to have this freedom and to accept the flip side of the coin, the cost of it. Only you can decide that. No one can decide it for you. But it isn't until you acknowledge and accept the consequences of what you want. If you can say, this is what I want, I understand this is the consequence, right? You want to work for yourself, you might have to work very, very, very hard for a long, long time in order to make maybe the same amount of money you'd make working for someone else. Is that possible for you? Are you willing? Are you able? Yes, there's plenty of upsides. You understand the upside, and that's why you want the freedom. You understand that down the road, you'll have the freedom to have the time for yourself, to work where you want, to make as much money as you possibly can, because there are no limits on it other than what you put on yourself. This is just an example. But are you willing to accept the cost? And unless you write them down, you don't have to write it down, y'all. That's what they're giving me. Unless you acknowledge the cost and accept that there are consequences to every result, there is a flip side to every coin, you'll never be all in. And until you are all in, till you have both feet in and you understand what it is you're asking for, you've acknowledged it, you've accepted it, until then, you will struggle to achieve it. Okay. All right, so then we have the Empress reversed. And this is what they're giving me with the Empress reversed, is exactly what I just said. You will struggle to achieve the abundance, the freedom, the rebirth, the gifts that you have been asking for. They will continue to elude you as long as you are afraid of the consequences. As long as you continue to try to avoid the consequences. And consequences is a hard word, y'all, so don't get upset with me. That's just the word that's being dropped into my head. But for example, working for yourself comes with certain consequences. It means you're not getting a paycheck every week from someone else, right? You're not getting paid to go on holiday. No, when you're not working, you're not making money. That's just an example. You have to put it in terms of your own situation. But until you can say, yeah, I know these are the consequences of working for yourself. I know these are the other side of the coin to working for yourself. And I'm okay with it. I accept it. I accept these things. Until you can do that, you're going to continually resist the changes you're asking for. The changes you want in your life will continue to elude you in some way. They'll never fully materialize for you in the biggest possible way they can until you know what you're asking for. And what you're asking for includes both sides of the coin. Not just the wonderful bits. You have to acknowledge, well, there's some sacrifices as well. There's some downsides as well. Acknowledge them, accept them, and then move forward, and you'll see things start to change for you. So your advice from Spirit is the Ten of Swords. It's time to move forward. It's time to put an end to this waffling, this wavering, this one step forward, two steps back, this wanting something and not ever quite getting there. No one is withholding it from you. It's your own energy. It's your own inner resistance that's keeping it from you. But you can change it. You can change it. Your spirit team is here asking you to look at what you want. Ask yourself, do you want it badly enough to accept the consequences? Can you accept both sides of the coin? when you can do that, things will change. So you're being asked to put an end to the wavering, the waffling, the wondering why it's not working, and accept that some of this is in your hands. And to make the changes you need to make to move forward. Your energy, the energy you put out, the resistance you build, or the resistance you dissolve, that's on you. It's on you. You can change it. There's nothing stopping you. I know in the material world, it looks like all kinds of things are stopping you. But you can also see where other people have achieved what you have been asking for. So how did they get past the same resistance? Their energy. It's their energy. So give that a try, y'all. All right, group one. I hope that helps. I hope it kind of opened your eyes to what's going on and what you need to know. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're looking at what you need to know right now. There's something you need to know. There's something your spirit team, your spirit guides want to tell you, something they want to share with you. We're going to hopefully find out what that is today. So your initial card is the dog. I'll leave that there while we get your tarot cards down. All right, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Five of Cups reversed. The Hanged Man reversed. And one more is your advice card. And your advice card is the Three of Swords reversed. Don't worry about the reversals. They're just nuanced messages of the upright cards. They come up when they're meant to. All right. Give me just a second, y'all, while I take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so bear with me one sec while I listen. All right, they're telling me that the dog here in particular, and this is where they want to start, is representing a sense of companionship. Now, this may be that you're wanting someone to share your life with. It may be that you want a stronger connection with someone that's in your life. Maybe you just have some questions about someone who is currently in your life. I'm taking it to be a romantic partner, but it doesn't have to be. You know, if you have a best friend, a family member who's close to you, you know, take it as it resonates for you. But let me just listen a little bit more because I want to hear what they want to say about this companionship. You know, they just said to me that companionship is not always the most comfortable experience, which is interesting because we all think of companionship as being comforting and loving and beautiful, but they're acknowledging that companionship is not always comfortable. Sometimes it can be really hard. And it doesn't mean that the person is not good for us. It doesn't mean that the person is toxic or dangerous, or obviously, y'all, if the person you're with is toxic or dangerous, they're mean to you, if they hurt you, do what you have to do. Take care of yourself, right? This isn't about that kind of companionship. This is someone that you have an equal and loving relationship with, but you'll recognize it. Sometimes it's still very, very hard. It's not as easy as it looks when you see other people's relationships. It can be challenging. It can be difficult. It can be a lot of work. But they're telling me there's something there that you're meant to learn from this relationship that you are in, or if you're not in a relationship and you're wanting one, they're giving me this message of needing to build the relationship with yourself in lieu of someone else right now. That's not to go into the cliche of, oh, you have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. It's not true. It's not true. But learning to understand yourself and love yourself will help you to recognize when someone else loves you back. Doesn't mean that someone else can't love you, because they certainly can. But you just might not see it or believe it. So if you're watching this video, if you've been pulled to it, but you don't have that companionship in your life and you want it, there's a message here about building that connection, better understanding the connection you have with your own self, so that when it's time to be in a relationship with another person, you're able to accept it and move forward with it in the way that you are meant to. Okay? And that is the message here with the dog. It's about companionship that can sometimes challenge us. If you've ever had a dog, and I do love dogs, they're wonderful companions. Wonderful, wonderful companions. But sometimes it's a lot of work, isn't it? Right? You have to walk them. You have to love them even when they're difficult. Sometimes they bark when you don't want them to. Sometimes they have accidents in the house. All the things that can make having a dog challenging. But it's worth it, isn't it? I would say, for me anyway. Because of that love they give, that they share, that companionship they bring. You don't have to love dogs, by the way. If you don't love dogs, no big deal. It's not about dogs. But the dog here in this reading represents companionship and a relationship that you are in, whether that's with a romantic partner, very close friend, family member, or with yourself. Okay? All right, so let's look at the tarot cards here. Your initial card here is the Four of Swords in reverse. They're telling me you've been waiting for something to get better, waiting for something to change, waiting for something to evolve, waiting for this to get easier in some way. But they're telling me waiting isn't the answer. Passively waiting isn't the answer. That doesn't mean you force things to get better, because you can't force it. It doesn't mean that you run away, because maybe this is a relationship you're meant to be in for now. But passive waiting brings passive results. So what do they want you to do? Let me hear what they're telling me. Oh, okay. They're telling me to just move on to the next card. So this story will evolve, y'all. All right. So your next card is the Five of Cups reversed. They're asking you to resist walking away from a relationship that you know is good for you, but that you also know is very hard. Does the good outweigh the difficult? Then you're going to have to accept that question and that answer for yourself. But if this reading is for you, Spirit is coming through to say, before you walk away from a relationship just because it's hard, a good relationship just because it's hard, consider whether there is something here you're meant to learn from the difficulties. Now, y'all, before I get these comments saying, oh, I'm with this toxic person that is horrible to me and I'm never, I have to get away from them. Listen, if that's your situation, that's your situation, and you trust your own intuition, your own instincts, you have to trust yourself over a tarot card reading, right? This isn't a personal reading. It's not meant just for you. It's meant for everyone who is drawn to it. You're going to know if these messages are for you. You're going to feel it. You're going to get a reaction, an internal reaction that says, I got to listen to this. Doesn't mean you're going to like the answers you get, but you will get a reaction that says, keep listening. Okay? All right. So with the Hanged Man in reverse, let me just hear what they want to tell you here. Again, they're saying you have to stop being passive about your reaction. That's interesting. They're bringing the word reaction in again to this situation. It doesn't mean they're encouraging you to fight with your person, because they're not. It doesn't mean they're encouraging you to escape or run away from this person. You know, maybe you have a family member who you love dearly but triggers you. Should you run away? Does the good outweigh the bad? That's the big question. If the good outweighs the bad, trust the good and make some effort to understand the difficulties rather than escape them, ignore them, passively wait for them to change. You can't passively wait in this situation. Some situations you can, and Spirit will come in and tell you that. They will show you. Please just watch and wait. Give it some time. But in this situation, you're meant to learn something from this relationship. You're meant to acknowledge, to look at and acknowledge the challenges you're having and ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this? What can I do with these challenges? Do, not passively wait. What can I do with these challenges to improve our relationship? So it doesn't mean ignore what's going on, sweep it under the rug. It doesn't mean run away from it and pretend like it isn't happening. If there's a challenge you're experiencing in a good and positive relationship, the challenge is there to help you learn something important. What is it? What can you take away from it that will improve your life, improve your situation, improve your relationship? And I know when it comes to some challenges, you're going to say nothing. Nothing. They're just impossible. They're whatever. Take it away from them, put it back on you. What can you do? What can you learn from this? Even if you can't change it, what can you learn from it? What responsibility can you take for the situation? And where can you make adjustments? Maybe you're being encouraged to show more compassion. Maybe you're being encouraged to trust yourself and rely on this person a little bit less. You know, sometimes when we're in a good relationship and this person helps lift us up, helps us feel good, helps us, feel better about ourselves and our lives, we end up leaning into them more than we should. And sometimes challenges can arise from that. Maybe you're being encouraged to not step away from them, but to lean on yourself a little bit more rather than lean on them so much. Maybe you're being encouraged to see things from their point of view. Try to understand their side. Allow them to lean on you a little bit more. It's going to be different for all of you guys, because this is a general reading. But you know your relationship. You know the challenges you have. They're showing me here with these cards that there's a tendency here to either dismiss the challenges or want to escape them in some way. But that's not why those challenges are there. They're there to help you. They're there to teach you something. What are you meant to learn? Ask yourself that. And if you can't come up with an answer, ask your guides to show you, and they will show you. Okay? Now, the advice card here is the Three of Swords in reverse. They're saying rather than just hurt in silence, rather than just suffer in silence, rather than just, swallow these difficulties and put a smile on your face and pretend like everything's okay, make some changes. They might just be mental changes. They might be just changes within yourself that allow you to help yourself heal. Why do I react to this person this way when they do this? Why does this person trigger me in this situation? It's not for nothing. There is a reason. You can't change the other person. You can't make them heal. You can't make them learn what they need to learn. But you can do it for yourself. And you can lead by example. You can grow and evolve your own spirit, your own soul, your own self, and it will help your relationship in some way. But these challenges you're experiencing, they're not to be dismissed. They're not to be ignored or passively avoided. You're being asked to take some action. That doesn't mean start a fight with them. It doesn't mean walk away from the relationship. It means stop. Ask yourself the question, what am I meant to learn from this? And take action from there. It might just be mental action. It might just be changing the way you think or changing the way you react. It might be more. You'll have to decide that for yourself. All right, group 2. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight about what you need to learn right now, what you need to know. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. Well, today we're looking at what you need to know. There's something that you need to know. There's something Spirit wants to tell you, something that is going to help you in some way. So let's find out what it is. Your initial card is the Rose. I'm going to set that there while we get your tarot cards down. All right, your first card is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. The Page of Cups. Three of Swords in reverse. And one more as an advice card for you. And your advice card is the King of Wands reversed. Okay. All right, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. So bear with me one sec while I listen, y'all. The first thing they're talking about is, well, the words I just heard in my head was, there is beauty in the world and you're missing it. Which is an interesting message. There's beauty in the world, but you're missing it. You're not seeing it. Okay, they're giving me, they're talking to me right now about, you've gotten so focused in your life on different areas of your life different things maybe you're trying to accomplish, or different challenges you're working through, or different things you're excited about. You're so focused on the day to day, on what's happening in the next hour, the next week, the next month, the next whatever. You're so focused on the mundane of your life, the chores, the errands, the work, the projects, the bills to pay, the house to clean, whatever it may be, that you're missing the magic that's all around you. And they just said to me, I know it's a bit cliche, but they did just say it to me, it's time to stop and smell the roses. For real, for real. All cliches aside. They're really showing me, and I don't know if this card conveys as well on camera as it does in person, but they're just highlighting to me as I look at this, how stunning the colors are in these roses on this card. How beautiful they are. And they just said to me, do you know there are real roses out there? Even more beautiful than that. And of course, we all know there are. But how often do we notice them? How often do we stop and just marvel at the magic around us? Now, before you, because they just said to me, okay, you're going to lose them. So before you stop watching, because you're thinking, yeah, stop and smell the roses. I got the message. I don't need to continue listening. Spirit actually came in and said, okay, you're going to lose them. Stop and tell them why they're here. Okay? So hold on one sec, because I want to hear from them. I'm not making it up. I get it from them. So let me hear what they want to tell you, why you're here, why you need to hear this message. They're telling me you're beginning to feel some doubt about something in your life. There may be something that you've been working towards, or something you've been wanting that just hasn't happened, hasn't come for you yet. And you're beginning to feel some doubt about whether it's even possible. They are here to remind you of the magic that is all around you, and that nothing is impossible. If these roses and these beautiful colors are possible, what you want in your life is possible too. And I know that can feel a bit woo-woo. That can sound a bit, yeah, but this is real life, right? But your guides are coming in here. Spirit is coming in wanting to tell you this, because they're acknowledging that you're having doubts. You may be considering whether to give up on something, to stop pursuing something, to stop learning something, to stop going after some goal you may have. You're tempted to give up. And they're trying to get your attention. They want you to listen, because you don't have to give up. It can still happen for you. There is magic everywhere. And it's right in front of you, and you're missing it. And yes, that includes things like stopping and smelling the flowers, right? But it's more than that. It's the magic in your own life. It's the magic that is about to happen for you if you can just hang on a little while longer. You can just accept that things don't always happen exactly when we want them to happen. But if you don't give up, if you believe in a little bit of magic, you'll see it's coming for you. So they're showing me kind of pull your head up. Whatever you're doing, look up, loosen your shoulders, unclench your jaw, give your head a little shake, smile, and just be grateful for just a second for the magic that's all around you. Even if you're having the worst day possible right now, there's still magic around you. And this can happen. Whatever this is for you, it can happen. They're giving to me, whatever this is important, and this is meant to happen. It's meant to, but that doesn't mean it will. Because if you give up, it won't. but this is something you really want. This is important to you. It may be a big thing, it may be a little thing, but you've got enough doubt here right now that you're starting to lose hope. And that's what they're here to tell you. You can have it. You can have it. Don't give up. It's not here yet, but it will come. All right. So your first tarot card is the Five of Pentacles reversed. And the first thing they wanted to tell me is that you're not alone. You're not doing this alone. Whatever it is you're wanting, you may feel like it's all on you and that maybe you don't have enough energy to keep going after it. You just don't have it in you. You're just done. They're saying to me, you're not the only one working on this. You have a team. You have a team in the spirit world. People you know, people you don't know, that are working to help you. It's as important to them as it is to you, believe it or not. They're not giving up. They have not given up on this goal. They've not given up on you. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to want it badly enough to accept the timing may not be what you want it to be, and to believe in a little bit of magic. But you're not alone. All right, so with the Page of Cups, they're saying with a little bit more belief will come some answers that you seek. Positive news is making its way to you. Don't give up now. This is the worst time to give up because you're nearly there. You're about to make it possible, but it's feeling like it's impossible right now. Hold on a little bit longer. Believe in the magic a little bit longer. Step into the magic. Meaning, let's put that in real terms. To step into the magic is, right now I am in Ireland. I'm in Dublin, and it's raining out. Typical weather. Easy to sit inside and grumble about the weather. Or go outside, feel the raindrops on your face. Allow yourself to feel that magic as if for the first time. Whatever the situation may be for you, there's magic all around you that you largely ignore, that we all do. But by experiencing the little pieces of magic, the beauty of a rose, the feel of the raindrop on your cheek, by focusing on those little moments of magic, we start to believe again in bigger magic, in bigger possibilities. And when you do that, they're telling me good news is coming. A positive, what's the word you're giving? A positive transition is coming. But you have to believe. You have to believe. All right, so then we have the Three of Wands reversed. They're saying that you've spent so much time watching and waiting, looking for something, wondering when something is going to happen, wondering why it's not going to happen. That again, you're missing all the magic around you, and you're losing that fire. You're losing the passion that you once had for whatever it is that you're wanting. And that's part of why you're losing hope, because you're losing the passion. You're losing the passion because you're losing hope. They go hand in hand. But it all comes down to a bit of magic, to a bit of beauty in the world that you've largely forgotten, that you've accepted as normal. A rose, a raindrop, snowflake. You've accepted it as normal. And so it's no longer magic to you. And you get so caught up in why something isn't happening that you miss all the ways that it is happening. Subtle ways. Stop looking for results. And just start feeling the magic around you. And you'll start to see signs of progress that you have been missing all along, or have been missing for a while. You've been dismissing. All right, so your advice card here is the King of Wands in reverse. They just said to me, forget about trying to force this to happen. You may be saying to yourself, how do I make this happen? What do I need to do? What do I need to? They're saying all you have to do is start to feel the magic again. Don't give up, but don't force it either. Enjoy your day a little bit more. Find the magic in the day-to-day. Find the beauty in graffiti on the wall. You know, find the beauty in a spider weaving its web. Watch it. Spend moments just marveling at that. And you'll start to feel the magic again in your life. And with the magic comes hope. And with the hope comes the passion. And with the passion comes more magic. And that's when you start to achieve, to see the results you're looking for. Your fire's starting to go out, but your guides are here wanting you to keep going. Don't give up. They haven't given up. You're not alone. They're working on your behalf. They're working with you and for you. But if you give up, they've got nothing to work with. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you that little nudge, that push you needed. You know, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Let us all know what it is that you're trying to achieve, that you're working toward. Sometimes just saying it puts a little bit of your own magic out there. You know, if you see someone else's comment about what they want, what their goals are, respond. Give them some positive reinforcement. Give them some positive energy. You know, support each other. Love each other. It's all magic, y'all. It is. All right. Well, thank you, group 3. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you and have a great day. Bye-bye.